Hey guys, Michael here again from GuitarGate.com. And if you guys haven't noticed, I used hybrid picking pretty much exclusively these days. It's one of those things where once you start doing it, it's very hard to go the other way and just stop hybrid picking because it's so economical, it's so useful, and you get such a different array of sounds. Now, a lot of questions I get when I do my live subscriber feeds on GuitarGate or when I do them on Facebook or whatever is, how do I start hybrid picking? And the answer is simple. Become a triad player. That is really how you want to start, how you want to jump in. A lot of people think it's the lead stuff. I'm going to jump in right away and start using my picking fingers, and it's the lead stuff where the hybrid chicken picking thing really stands out. But the truth is, I find that where hybrid picking really becomes useful, is really economical, is in your rhythm playing. Here's what I mean. When you hold a pick, right? When you hybrid pick, you're holding it exactly the same as you would when you regularly pick, right? It's just coming out perpendicular from your thumb. The difference is you have these three fingers now, right? Now triads are what makes up chords, majors and minor chords, right? And diminished and augmented. You have a root, a third, and a fifth. But because you have three notes in a triad and you have three fingers, right? It means each one of those notes is going to be on its own string. So what you do is you use the pick to play the root, and you use your top three fingers here to play the triad. So instead of playing your big clunky bar chords all the time, you can literally play a bass note and then the triad, which makes the chord the quality it is. This allows you to do voice leading, bass lines, all kinds of cool stuff. So here's an example. I'm going to start in A, right? Now most of you are used to doing this big A major, pattern 4 bar chord shape, right? Now if you look in here, you'll see that there's your A, there's your C sharp, and there's your E. Root, major third, and fifth. There's your triad. And what my thumb is going to do is reach around and play that root, that lower A. So I'm going to let my pick play the bass note, and I'm going to let these three fingers play the triad. So my second finger is going to play the fourth string in this example, third finger is going to play the third string, and my pinky is going to play the second string. And so instead of going like that big clunky shape, I'm going to do the first thing you should notice is a difference of attack, right? It's sharper. Second thing you should notice is that it allows me to mute much better because I can isolate my muting. I can let my bass note ring out. I can let each one of these notes ring out as little or as much as I want. Now check this out. I move around. Let's say I'm going to a G. Instead of going to this big G, same shape. My thumb on my root. Use these three fingers. To play the upper triad, right? Minor chord, same thing. If I go to a B minor, I have my root, and then I have my minor chord shape, right? Pretty cool, right? What about with your basic pattern 2 shapes that you're used to, where your root is on the 5th string? Say I have E minor, right? You're used to going, right? All I do is I let the pick play my bass notes again, and then I grab the upper triad, 3 notes with 3 fingers on 3 different strings. My major shape in pattern 2, right? Say I have D like this. Same deal. It really breaks up the bass sound versus the treble sound, right? And that is going to be very useful, especially when you're playing in bands where you have a lot of pieces and big chunky chords just are too muddy and take up way too much of the mix. I think you'll find in general, the longer you play, the better you get, the more experience you'll get, the more you want to boil things down to the essence of what they are. And typically, that baseline thing is triads. So hybrid picking really starts with learning your triads up and down the neck and separating your bass sounds from your treble sounds. One last thing I'll mention is that when you're working on hybrid picking and you're working on separating your triads from your bass notes, you want to keep your fingers close to the fretboard. So again, if I'm playing this A major, I'm not going, right? I'm keeping it really close. And when I hit it and I pull these fingers up, you want to practice going up, right back down on the strings, up, right back down on the strings, up, right back down on the strings. You can give them a little tug to make it louder, but practice getting up and down evenly. And that's really the trick. The triads will set you free. If you guys aren't familiar, I have tons of triad lessons where I can show you all the different shapes on all the different string sets over at guitargate.com. So if you get a second, I hope you'll come over and check it out and everything else we have over at the community. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.